Hi, everyone. I'm your Mayor, Rod Frank, and having a coffee virtually with Volunteer Strathcona and Judy Ferguson. Judy, thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome.
So, we want to hear all about Volunteer Strathcona. It's a nonprofit that's been in our community for many, many years. So, we want to know a little bit about it, and then, of course, what the coronavirus response has meant to your organization.
Absolutely. So, as you stated, we've been in this community well over 40 years. And over that time, we've seen many, many changes to the organization. At one time, we were strictly an information and referral organization. Then we moved on and took on some volunteer work. And then we brought the information back in. And now we're strictly focusing on how we can support nonprofits in the community, whatever that might be, whether it's governance training or helping them put together volunteer recruitment programs, and to actually helping them find volunteers when they appear to be having difficulty doing it. So it's an awesome little organization. And about 2 weeks ago, as everyone started thinking about what was happening and how are we all going to be impacted by the COVID-19 emergency, a gentleman popped by our office, and he wanted to volunteer. And he said, "I'll do anything. I'll drive, I'll go for groceries, I'll do all sorts of things." And at the time, we had nothing for him. So within 3 days, my awesome staff put together a program, and we've created posters, we've got social media in place, and we've developed a little bit of an application form. Because we have to be sure of a little bit about the volunteers and who they are and where they come from. As you know, we can't get criminal background checks done right now. The RCMP's front office is shut down. And so we've created a form that asks for a number of things, including personal references. And to be honest with you, all of the references that we're seeing are, in fact, influencers in this community. And so we feel quite confident that we're sending people out that we don't need to be concerned about. I mean, obviously anything can happen, but we're quite happy with what we're seeing. And we've created posters. We ask folks to give us a call if they're having difficulty with getting their groceries, if they're having difficulty with picking up their prescriptions. And we're also looking for that buddy phone call. So we have some volunteers that didn't want to get out and drive, but they're more than happy to make that check-in phone call. So in a week and a little bit, we have over 80 volunteers that have come forward. We've put about 25 of them to work so far, and we are getting 12 to 15 calls a day from residents who actually do need our support and service at this time. But we could use more. We have the capacity for more.
Okay, well, there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, Volunteer Strathcona changed its name recently. You were known as what before?
We were the Information and Volunteer Center.
Okay, so that's just good for
everybody. And we changed our name about a year ago.
Fair enough. And when you were first describing your role, it was coming across like you were a charity for, a nonprofit for nonprofits. But now it also sounds like you're doing direct support to the community also.
We are. That was always a part of what we did, but the majority of the work that we were doing was supporting other nonprofits. But because of the need here in this community, we basically have kind of slowed down on the capacity building. We canceled all of our workshops. We are spending time with organizations on the phone. For example, a nonprofit was having difficulty last week with their social media and needed some assistance. So we have someone on our staff that is a bit of a wizard with social media. And so we're still doing some of the capacity building, but we are primarily focused on helping our community right now.
Fantastic. Now, you've been impacted by the virus. You gave an example. You're not able to do criminal background checks, so you're doing a work around that. There's been obviously many changes that you've been forced to. Your world's been turned upside down like everybody else's. Yet it also sounds like you've hit the ground running. You guys haven't stopped at all. You're just charging forward.
We are, Mayor Frank. I guess that's the beauty of a nonprofit, is you can actually mobilize fairly quickly, and I believe that we have done that. So within 3 days, our IT guy had everybody connected to work at home. We just ordered headsets for everybody so that they can engage in phone calls without bothering the whole family while they're working. My staff are very happy with this whole setup of working at home. It seems to be working very well. We take advantage of Zoom. We have a local area network that we can communicate on, and there's the good old-fashioned cell phone. So we've made a real effort to ensure that we are all working together and that we're doing as much as we can.
That's great. Now, what should the public know in terms of how to contact Volunteer Strathcona and also other organizations during this time of a pandemic response?
Yes. So the obvious ways, of course, you can. We're doing a lot of social media, and there's information there. We've put posters in grocery stores, and this would be more for the need side. So it kind of identifies, if you need help with these things, give us a call. And when we think about who our clients are, and a lot of them are seniors, admittedly, they're not on social media as much as we seem to think they are. And so we have resorted to the good old-fashioned telephone. And so these posters will actually provide our phone number in big bold letters, and we are taking calls. In fact, our phones are forwarded to one of my staff, and she's taking these calls at home off of her cell phone. And so it's very seamless. The public doesn't even know that we're not physically here. And we are going to be doing a poster drop at clinics and other places where the people that need the service are going. We're great on the volunteer side. I suspect we'll still need more, but right now we know there's a lot of people out there, and we're just trying to figure out how to reach them.
Fantastic. So you've got a real plan to deal with this. You've seen what it's done to our community, but you're adapting quickly, you're being very nimble, and you're helping out our community. And so on behalf of the community, a big thanks to Volunteer Strathcona for stepping up to the plate. One thing I want to mention here, because this just came out in an announcement, the federal government has a program for small business, but it's also going to nonprofits. And I think up to 75% of nonprofits' wages can be filled through this program, assuming certain criteria are met. So I just want to make sure we cover that in this call. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Other than we're certainly aware of it, and we know that there's been a lot of communication through social media advising nonprofits of this. One of the things that we've done is created a COVID-19 page on our website, and our communications coordinator is busy putting all sorts of information on that page so that our clients and our colleagues in the nonprofit world can find that information there. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's just a matter of figuring out what there is out there.
Okay. Well, again, another huge thank you to you and your entire team, all the volunteers, of course, that are supporting Strathcona County. Anything else we should know about your organization before we sign off?
Well, I guess what I'd like you and the community to know is that we are here, and we, at the best of times, do a fairly good service to the community, and we just would like to hear from more people.
Great. And let's just go through some social distancing rules we have to continue to do. What else should we cover? Continue to wash your hands, stay home if you can, and Strathcona County Volunteer Strathcona, I should say, will help you stay at home. They have volunteers out there.
Absolutely, and we actually have been in touch with one of the liquor producers, and we're getting bottles and bottles of sanitizer delivered next Friday. So we're going to be including that for our volunteers, and because it's pretty hard to find, isn't it? Nobody seems to have any. So when we do get the delivery, we'll certainly make sure that we recognize the company for providing that to us.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, thank you, Judy. Thank you, Volunteer Strathcona. I will have another coffee shortly with another community member. But in the meantime, look after yourself, look after your neighbor, and stay safe.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Judy.